This lesson we're looking at now is teaching a horse to be more flexible and soft on the bit. I like to put them on the arena periphery and go around the arena fence, and every now and then make these little tiny circles to the inside. This makes a horse flex his nose to the inside. We use all our cues that we learned in the part about the four natural aids. And we get this horse flexing and giving and getting really soft to our cues. Here I even stop him and teach him to do his turning the haunches, having the fence to block him from backing up. Makes it a little neater. We'll go down the fence again. This will give you a lot of experience in teaching to give the correct cues to your horse, and it'll get him softer and quieter on the bit. A horse that's flexible and soft will get slower also. Now we're going to add something a little different here. When we get to the top of our circle here, we're going to change our cues. We're going to do a lifting left rein, use our left leg and left seat bone to kind of do a leg yield back to the fence. We'll go back down. We'll make our little circle. He's not quite ready to go back over to the fence yet, so I'm going to take another little circle. You can do several circles before you go back. You don't have to do just one. When I feel he's right, we'll do the indirect right rein, right leg, right seat bone, driving back over to the fence. 10 to 15 minutes of this and you'll warm up at the beginning of your ride, and you'll start getting your horse more flexible and soft, and he'll also get more relaxed and slower and quieter on the bit. Next thing we're going to go to when we get done with this one is we're going to go out into the center of our pen, and we're going to set up a little cone that we're going to work around to teach flexibility. Horse is getting quieter, playing with the bit, but again, he's only got about 2 weeks. Pivot again. Then we're going out in the arena for this little cone. This cone's set in the center to give us a focal point. It's about a 20-foot circle we're going to do around this cone. I'm going to keep him on this circle, guiding him, and then I'm going to corner him out, and then I'm going to make him back around the cone. And he shows a little bit of resistance and frustration with this time, but I'll just keep repeating this. He has to do a turn the haunches there at the end as well, until he gets quieter and quieter as we go around the circle. We'll see if he does better this time. He's got his head bent the right direction. He'll start to drop his head, get a little quieter on the bit. Once he's going around nice and soft and relaxed, we'll corner him out again. Here we'll corner him out. Make him back around the pylon. You could use a post or a tree or anything else you want to go around. Here he's a little lighter now. He's not putting as much tension in the rein as he backs up. And he's going to make a prettier turn on the haunches here at the end. Practice this little thing. It really will do a lot for your horse to make him flexible and soft and responsive to the rein. This is another little exercise used to make a horse go slower and to learn to flex and bend. It's called the clover leaf, real 4-H in nature. We've got the pylon set on the corners of the leaves. You do want to make the leaves relatively square, because the cue to making him slow is making him make turns. And so we want to make corners for him to go in and out of. You'll put him on the pattern going one direction, and you stay in that direction until he slows down. When he gets slow, you'll come back to the center, you'll stop your horse, and you'll let him rest there for 20% of the time he was going forward. In other words, if you work 10 minutes going around this leaf till he slowed down, when you got to the center and stopped, you would let him rest for 2 minutes. You do not change direction until you can get him slowed and get him to stop. Be prepared to spend 30 minutes the first time you do this. But he will eventually slow down. He will get more relaxed. And then you can stop him and give him some rest, and then change your direction and go the other way. Back to the center for our halt. And back off a step. This next exercise we use for a horse that gets a little pushy. You'll find horses, you'll put them into a jog, and instead of them staying at that nice slow jog you put them in, they start getting faster and faster on you. And when they do that, I pick up on them, set them down, and back them off the bit. How harshly I set them back off the bit depends on how resistant they are. the harder they push into the bit, the harder I'll push them into the bit, and the further back I'll back them. I want him, when I pick up and push him into the bit, he'll start picking up stride here a little. It wasn't bad, so I didn't do it harshly. I want him to back off, and I want to give him slack. I want him to stand there. I don't want him to go forward until I tell him to go forward. Do this several times, and you'll find your horse will start staying back in the speed you put him in. We're going to do a little variation of this in a second. We're going to send him down the rail, and this time instead of backing him off, we're going to stop, and we're going to reverse. Pick up in the rein, stop him, reverse, and I want him here when I give him slack to stand still, just like he did the other time, but he didn't. And so I ride him forward a few strides, pick him up, turn him around, drop the rein, and hopefully he'll stand still, but he doesn't. So I'll stop him again until he does learn to stand on a slack rein to ask him to go forward.